Hey, everybody, welcome to the Hot and Hauter podcast. I'm Artie.
And I'm Dan.
Every episode, I give Dan a recipe and we find out if it's
A success,
or a disaster.
nevertheless, it's bound to be an adventure. Let's get to cooking.
All right. Well, Dan, we're back. We're back.
Yeah,
Season 2.
Season? We have seasons? Is that what it is?
Might as well. Why not?
Chapter 2? I don't know. What do you call it?
Season 2, Hot and Hotter, the hottening. I don't know why I do that voice. That's not a movie voice. That's not. There's no movie guy that goes, this is how I sound. Like it's
yeah.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie voice. I need to stop.
The hottening.
There it is. There it is. Whew, keep my panties on.
Well, that's my sick voice. You might be able to see in the video. I've got a little bit of a red nose going on here.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's a tender thing.
It is.
Well, buddy, what have we been? 6 weeks off? No, more like 8.
Yeah.
8 weeks off.
Yeah. Yep. Essentially most of December and all of January. Well, almost all of January.
Yeah.
So a while.
Good break.
It was a nice break. It was good, Holidays happened, and then January. I mean, a lot of rain in California, which is good. We needed it.
Okay.
What about you? How was your break?
Good break. Had a good family trip over the Christmas break. Came back. I mean, I've been kind of sickly. I don't know why. I've had sinus infection, then I had a bout of migraines, and then now I'm wrapping all this up, hopefully, with another upper respiratory thing. So, I mean, I'm glad to be past the migraines.
Mhm.
That I'm glad to be out of. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope February's a lot healthier for me than this was. But yeah, everything's good. Kids in school, wife's business is kicking butt. I'm
Sweet.
just kind of holding down the fort. Everything seems to be going along smoothly.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
I'll take it.
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys are doing well.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Just doing our thing. Man, just that's
Did you do
it.
any good cooking over the break?
Not really.
I think I saw some chicken parm.
I did do a chicken parm. We had that for Christmas. I think we had it for
That sounds
Christmas.
memorable.
Yeah, right. Did you do something similar?
We did chicken parm for Thanksgiving. For Christmas, we didn't. And we had a lot of good food. So, but it was prepared for us in the times that we ate. So, so it was good.
All right.
So,
All right.
awkward reunion over. Let's get into the show.
Oh wait, so I do have a joke. Okay.
Uh-oh. Is this a new thing? Season 2 thing?
Bad jokes? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Season 2, the bad jokes.
All right.
No. Okay, so what did the chef say to the sous chef?
I don't know.
Dan!
Did you spend all break thinking of that?
I did. I mean, I just want something to yell at you again, just for old time's sake.
That was well executed,
A
sir.
little season 1 callback.
All right. Well, I'll get us kicked off with the title here. So we, coming back from the break, by the way, great idea. I think getting through that seasonal thing is really important with, and focusing on the podcast and other stuff that just would have pulled us in many different directions. So I apologize to the listener base that we took a little bit of a break, but I think for our own mental stability, it was much needed. And so we did some recollection coming back from the break, and I believe, was it you, I think, said about revisiting the Croque Monsieur?
No, that was you. That was all you. Yeah.
I don't know. We threw a lot of ideas around, and I think the one that we decided to go with was, because our very first episode was the Croque Monsieur. You're going to tell us about a lady version of it?
I mean, the Croque Madame.
Okay.
I guess if a sandwich can be a lady, sure, why not?
Well, I mean, that's the female pronoun.
Yeah.
So in French? Okay.
So there's not much of a difference if you watch the very first episode. The history is very similar. So the original Croque Monsieur was, they say, created around 1900. 2 stories. either workers left their sandwiches out in the sun, they melted. That's where it came from. Or in bistros, some chef just started making a grilled cheese, essentially, but a French grilled cheese.
Okay.
So the Croque Madame pops up around 1960. So it's normally a vegetarian version. So it includes cucumbers, the egg on top, which is the Madame part, the hat. That's what it's supposed to represent.
Just a fried egg.
It's got to be fried egg, but over easy. So
Okay.
you want that yolk. And then it had other vegetables in it and other things. But yeah, so it was supposed to be a vegetarian version with an egg on it.
Okay.
So that's the origination of it. And then, through time, people do their own thing and they kind of just smushed them together and kept the normal Monsieur, but threw an egg on it. So that's what we made.
Okay. And it's like a hat. I think I read
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. It's supposed to represent a hat.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. That was their creative idea when they made this.
Hey, it sounds like it's got a lot of rich history. So
It does.
Yeah. So if I remember correctly, again, it's been a long time, over a year since we did the first one. I had trouble with the bechamel. Like apparently I made too much bechamel.
Yes, you did.
And I think I figured out what I did. Well, I mean, besides the measurement conversion, which was one of the initial problem, I think I figured out what I did. I didn't wait long enough.
Okay.
Because apparently it takes like 10 minutes. Anyway, I'll get into that. The list you have here, which is missing some items, and I've been holding on to those.
Okay. All right.
Okay. In true Artie fashion, the recipe comes, I don't know if you'd call them red herrings or pitfalls, but he likes to throw some stuff at me.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah, it's definitely a puzzle. So you got your butter, you got your flour, 2 tablespoons of each, milk, 2 cups, teaspoon of salt and pepper, a little pinch of nutmeg, a sprig of thyme. We didn't have that. I don't think we had that in the first Croque Monsieur. If we did, I don't remember.
We did not.
Obviously the egg, 1 egg per sandwich, some Dijon mustard, and you prefer sourdough. And on the list here, you have 8-ounce sliced man.
I did put man.
Well, originally it didn't have egg, and I knew egg had to be on there.
Gotta have some sliced.
Going into this, in my pure naivete, that's how they say it. I thought that was something. So I'm pretty sure I'm on some government watch lists because of my search history.
Did you search for sliced man?
It's a French dish. I thought maybe it was some kind of like exotic French word because their language is just out there. And so I did do a Google image search.
Oh my God.
For sliced man. I highly recommend no one ever do that.
I'm crying.
Ever.
Oh my God.
I'm not ashamed of what I did. In fact, man. I jumped on that knowledge grenade for everyone else. You're welcome. Do not Google image search sliced man, for the love of God.
Oh my gosh.
So I believe it's supposed to be sliced ham, which looking back makes perfect sense, and I'm an idiot. But one other key ingredient you left off was the cheese. There's no cheese on the ingredient list.
Did I delete Gruyere?
So, but you had it in the steps. 4 ounces of Gruyere, and then a couple slices, obviously, for the sliced ham as well on the bread. So, I'm gonna get through this pretty quick. I burned my bread. I put it in the broiler and forgot about it.
Okay.
I'm not proud of that, and so I had to panic make some later after I realized the smell. And we made some bread. You put it in the broiler, and this you want to you butter it and then you toast it to a golden brown. You want this a nice golden brown. You could do this in like an air fryer. You could do this in anything that you can toast buttered bread. But ultimately you want to toast it, and then you're going to switch your oven, if you use that as a broiler, over to 425. And while that's doing all the preheat and stuff, you want to prepare some ingredients. Mainly you want to grate about 4 ounces of Gruyere, I actually had a block of it, so I cut off some slices that I would put on the actual bread itself.
Oh, good idea.
So, or you can just put grated on there. It doesn't matter. It melts. And then what I would say is the hardest part, because you kind of have to feel how you get through this, but is the bechamel. But you start off making a roux first.
Yeah.
You make the roux with the butter and the flour, which I now know since other dishes. And then you add milk. And one thing that I saw a video on was add milk that is warm.
Yeah.
Warm up the milk. It's not on here, and it's not like essential, but it kind of helps minimize potential issues.
Yeah.
Because you've got like the hot butter and the flour and that roux, and then you're going to add this milk.
Yeah.
You want to make sure, like, temperature differences can cause some issues. So if you can warm the milk up a little bit. So I had like a little hot plate next to it, and I was warming up the milk when I poured it in and whisked it all together. I felt like that kind of combined better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you slowly add the milk, and you're just whisking like crazy. And then here's the thing that's not on this list, but I figured out this is a little bit longer of a process. Like, this is going to take 10 minutes until you're going to get it thicker and to let the roux and the milk and all that stuff combine. And then another thing you forgot to throw on here was throw in some cheese. You have no instructions to throw in the cheese into the milk and flour roux mixture. So it's not a true bechamel until you add your cheese, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay, cool. So I am proud of myself because I had to kind of read between the lines and use the knowledge. But yeah, so make sure you throw the cheese in there.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's just the 4 ounces of cheese, or just half of that. Like, how much cheese did you throw in?
Just like the 4 ounces.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that really thickens it up. And then you just you get it to where you get kind of streaky with the whisk. And then you remove that. You can add some stuff. Now, the sprig of thyme, I was confused about this. Do you just throw the whole thing in there and then pull it out later? Kind of like a bay leaf?
Yeah. Same idea.
Okay.
I mean,
so
or you can, if you want to, you can strip off the little leaves.
Yeah. Oh, sneeze.
Excuse me.
That was a good one.
It was. So yeah, or you can strip off the leaves and throw them in there and just leave them in there. Either way works. We're just trying to get that flavor in there. That's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, that it smells amazing. Thyme is just a really pungent, strong, but it smells good. But would you cut up the leaves or just leave them like as leaves?
Just leave them as leaves. They're so tiny that
they'll break down.
I mean, they won't break down, but they soften up so much, and you can't.
Oh, okay. And then this is where you add a little bit the Dijon, which kind of gives it a little kick, which is nice on the non-toasted side. And then you put the bechamel cream on the other, or just bechamel. And then you make your sandwich. Now here, you do it a little bit differently. So, well, I mean, not really that differently. You basically build your sandwich, put the top piece on, and then you just pour the bechamel over each sandwich. Yeah. And you basically want to cover it all, and then you want to put a little bit more if you want Gruyere on top. Yeah. And then you put that in the oven and you bake it about 10 to 15 minutes, get it nice and golden and bubbly. And then while you're doing that, you can fry up an egg. Yeah. This was probably one of the harder parts for me, like dealing with a over easy egg.
Oh, really?
It's kind of intimidating for me. I don't know why. So, but I actually made a decent over easy. I was pretty proud of myself.
Nice.
And you just put it on top. And I was so proud that when I cut into the egg, it was all runny and it ran down into the sandwich. And I will say that the egg, I like the Madame more than the Monsieur.
So do I.
I really do.
So do I. That egg, the egg and the yolk gives it a nice, I mean, it's already kind of a creamy sandwich, but that egg yolk just like it puts over the top.
Well, it's like a sweeter component.
Yeah.
And so you got the Dijon, which is that tang. You got the cheese, which is just cheese, but Gruyere is really good. And then that egg just kind of cuts through enough sweetness that it just kind of brings it all together. And I feel like this is more morning food.
Yeah, I could see that.
To be honest, not just because the egg, but just the way that it kind of feels like it's a hot ham and cheese with an egg. It just, I don't know. It just feels like that. So
no,
that was mine.
I agree with that.
So I mean, in summary, do not research sliced man. Have faith in your bechamel. Just power through 10 minutes.
There you go. There you go.
And don't burn your bread.
I mean,
How was yours?
That's a common thing. I burn bread whenever I try and broil it all the time because it goes from like golden brown to burnt in
Yeah.
seconds. So you have to just watch it the whole time. So similar issue. I burnt my first batch of bread.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I just wasn't paying attention. I like did the butter and I started like grating cheese and I'm like, oh, I burned it because you smell it.
Yeah, it's too late. It's
So
done.
took it out, threw it away, got more. Those luckily came out like perfectly golden brown the next batch.
Nice.
So then I set all that aside, made my bechamel. Then I ran that through a sieve just to get nice and smooth.
Interesting.
That kind of gets all the leaves out too for you. So
Well, you said they weren't bad.
they're not, but I had time, so I was like, why not? I'll do it.
I feel like you made a higher, like, oh, I don't want leaves in mine.
I was like, I'm not.
Oh, you commoner.
I'm not
You
Dan. I'm like, God, leaves in my bechamel. Ugh, disgusting.
Okay.
And
What kind of, like, just a
curled my little
regular
mustache.
sieve? Yeah, right.
With my monocle on.
All right, Mr. Peanut. The so like the sieve you use, like that's a pretty thick substance. You can't use okay.
Yeah, I use mesh. It goes through.
Really?
Yeah, you just keep giving it a little spin every once in a while if it slows down, but it goes through.
Okay.
So did that, strained it, and then built a sandwich. So mustard on the bottom, ham on top of that. On the other side of the bread, that's not the side that's not toasted, put some bechamel on that. Put a little cheese on that.
Okay.
Closed it. So cheese on the inside, and then covered the top with bechamel and cheese, and threw it in the oven till it got nice and golden brown, and it was like a little bubbly and a little bit of Maillard process happening up there.
Ooh.
Oh.
Dropping them science terms.
So that's done. Took it out and fried up an egg. I have this little tiny cast iron that's just the right size for one egg. So I just did a couple eggs in that thing, popped them out. They came out perfect and devoured it. It was delicious. It was so good. It was so good. Ate it with a couple pickles,
See, I'm not a big pickle fan.
I mean, we can't all be perfect.
I know. I think we've had this conversation before. Is there a certain type of pickle? Like, I feel that flavor profile of a pickle would go well because
it's a dill pickle.
Okay.
There's this one brand that you can get from everywhere, but Costco. They have like this tub. I think it's called like Dave's Pickles or something like that.
Okay.
That's a good pickle.
Good pickle.
Excuse me. It's a solid pickle. So hold on. Wait, what? Yeah, so it turned out great. It was delicious.
Did you serve it just for you or your whole family?
No, everybody. I made it for dinner.
Nice.
So, yeah, they all liked it, which I was surprised that my kids liked the egg on it.
Yeah, my kids chewed it up too.
I was like, oh, all right.
Okay.
Start putting eggs on everything. Maybe you'll eat your dinner.
That's actually eggs can go on a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm saying, man, I might have just solved every parent's issue with their kids not eating. Just throw a nice over easy medium egg on it, and they'll eat it.
Eat your squid and egg.
Squid and egg. Dad, I need an egg on my sushi.
Well, I'm glad it worked out well. It's good to be back. The only thing that I would say is the hardest part is the bechamel, probably. And I feel like that's kind of like, if you're decent in the kitchen, a bechamel is you're supposed to be like a cornerstone situation. It's like an entry level, ground level base concept that you kind of a lot of things build off of.
Yeah, it's one of the base sauces. I think it's it's not a mother sauce.
What is that?
So there's I want to say 4 sauces in French cooking that are considered mother sauces.
Mother sauces.
Yeah, mother sauce. So like the mother sauce, the 4 sauces that kind of are on a ton of food, I guess is what I don't know. I don't know why they call them other sauces. They're French. Who knows?
Well, if it's French,
So
they got to be like cheesy ones, right?
no. So one is is like a tomato sauce, so like a marinara. One is
Okay, yeah.
the is a roux bechamel, roux bechamel, I think. And there's two others. I just can't remember what they are, but I think there's four mother sauces. So
Okay.
what I think one's stock and one is um what's the other one? Not stock, but you make soup with it. It's like stock, but it's not made with bones and stuff.
I'm sure like listeners are just screaming at their
Yeah.
listening device right
Yeah.
now.
Anyways, so but I don't know. I don't remember specifically, but I do know that those first two I said are mother sauces.
Gotcha.
Whatever the other two are, whatever. We'll figure it out eventually. Good. It's not like we have a
Yeah.
show where you talk about food or cooking or anything.
I think that's I mean that makes sense cultural. Like Italians, they probably have like marinara mother's dishes or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know what they call it there, but that's got to be a cornerstone thing for their food.
Any actual educated chef or cook right now are like, these idiots. It's the simplest thing.
Right. Well, and I like the idea of a bechamel, and I would like to. It's almost like something you kind of have to practice and test and make.
Yeah, it's something you get a feel for it.
Yeah,
you kind of can eyeball and get like the consistency. Then you know when you're done.
Okay.
Well, I know what the four mother sauces are now.
Is this another bad joke coming on?
No, I was gonna say something that's probably annoy people. I was gonna say ranch.
Ketchup. Those are the American mother sauces.
American mother sauces. Ranch and ketchup. Barbecue sauce.
Right, pretty much. And your what's the spicy one on the table everywhere? Tabasco.
Oh yeah, Tabasco. There you go. American mother sauces. You heard it here first.
Yeah, people are like, spicy. That doesn't even tickle anything.
I mean, that's correct, but it's tasty.
All right. Well, that's all I got, dude. I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Kind of a repeat episode if you count everything but the egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. I could easily make this, and I could see this actually being a faster dish. The longest part would be the bechamel.
Yeah. And if you want to, you can always make that beforehand and just put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Because it keeps for a couple days. So you just have to reheat it, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's essentially gravy. That's all it is. It's just gravy.
Like cheese gravy, yeah.
You're just making cheese gravy. Which
you're making all the cheese curds Wisconsin guys excited.
They're going, oh, cheese gravy.
All right, brother. Well, good episode back. It's good to be back. I'm looking forward to this season.
Yeah. Oh, I am too.
Oh God.
I am too. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I guess where can everybody find us?
I don't know, Dan. Where can everybody find us?
Under Google image search, sliced man.
I'm gonna all right. Challenge accepted. I'm gonna find a way to get a picture of us under sliced man when you search Google.
No, I do not recommend any of that research. Run away. Swim away.
So yeah, you can find us at all the socials and such. So Instagram, Twitter. I mean, for however long it's around or whatever is going on with Twitter. And
social media kind of broke while we were
right. A lot of things happened.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's okay. And then YouTube, of course, you can find the video podcast. And our website, you can find the audio and video, and then the audio version is everywhere you get your podcasts. So we're quite a few places. Kind of a big deal.
We have. Oh, I forgot.
I know.
My shirt.
I was going to bring it up. You said you were sickly.
No.
You see what I'm wearing though?
I do.
Oh,
my face is on your bosom.
Look at that. Look at that.
That is actually a really cool looking. I like that zip up hoodie.
My wife made it for me for Christmas.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And on the back it says a bigger face.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's a wonderful thing.
It's like so simple and basic that I love it so much.
Exactly. Right.
My cartoon face is on your chest.
Exactly. If only it was vice versa, but someone forgot.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, Dan was supposed to be modeling something because we're gonna do a giveaway. Gonna make some shirts. I'm gonna put giveaway details down in the show notes down wherever below in whatever you're looking at. So you guys can enter a giveaway, and we're gonna give away a couple shirts. So
yeah,
that's it. That's it.
Cool. Well, if you want my face on your breast, enter that giveaway.
Damn, family show. Family show.
I feel like I should have practiced that a little bit more. Nah, I nailed it. It's good.
Yeah, you nailed it.
All right, get us out of here.
Check that one off. All right, y'all. As always, keep cooking.
Take care.
Bye.